Welcome my royals to Queen Worm Farm, and this is the first video to many of them that we are going to talk about what's needed. What is actually needed to raise red wigglers. Now you are going to also hear me call them red wiggies because it just rolls off the tongue a little bit nicer, and I just think it's just really fun to say. Okay, but besides the point, we are going to talk about lighting. Now, when I first started raising these worms, I didn't put as much thought into how important lighting is when you are working with your worms. Not at their quiet time when they're in the dirt doing their thing, but when you're actually working with them, how critical this is and how overlooked it is. Many other people talk about lighting a little bit, but not in depth, and today that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to mention it for the first thing to get when you want to raise the red wiggies is to have a really bright light or an equivalent to, let's say, a grow light where you are working. So let me explain this in real life, and so it'll make a lot more sense. So right now my red wigglers are over here, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna be kind of dark and the camera is going to concentrate on my light here than me, so just bear with me as the lighting is not great right now. It'll only be for a second. This is my grow light up here. And so it is very light down here, and you'll see that in a moment, but I just wanted to tell you that I do have a grow light that I use for my garden plants above where I'm working. So when I'm working like this, it is very, very light down here. Okay, so now let's look at the worms. So much better lighting now that we're focused on the worms and not on that grow light. So you see no activity right now. There is thousands of worms actually in this bin, and I'll explain this bin later on, but for now we're focused on the light. Worms need to go down, okay? They need to know that up is light and down is dark. Worms love dark, and so if they are confused, then what's going to happen is they're going to kind of worm up the sides and go out of your tubs, and they need to know that down is where they live. So when you're doing your maintenance on your worms, I'm just going to find some worms here. There we go. There's my worms, and when I'm working with them and I'm taking these worms out of this tub, and I just have a transfer tub right here that I'm going to put them in, that when they know they need to go down. The other thing is when you move new worms to a new bin, and let's just say right now this is all dirt, this is a new bin, and you put this handful of worms into the new bin, they need to learn to go down. So if you keep the light on, even for 5 minutes, even as I talk, you'll notice that they want to go down. Look at the direction this one is going. It's going down. It's not trying to find its way up because of the light. So it really helps them to get back into the dirt, and it's less stressful because they know which way is the right way to go. So if I just leave this, even that 1 minute of talking, you can already see how many worms went right back down. So let's just do that again. So I'm gonna disturb these guys again. Go like this. Let's get some more worms up here. There we go. So you can see. There we go. Let's get that in the middle of the camera. There you go, so you can see. Now watch. You can see this one here slithering away. This one here is going down. These ones are making the way. Look at that one. That one just disappeared. This one's going down. You can already see how many less worms there are on top, even in that 20 seconds. You can see these ones go in. This one's working its way, this one here. And that way, they're always going down. Even on my transfer tub, when I need to transfer all these worms out, and I'll explain that on later videos, but even on my transfer tub, I have some dirt here in where the worms can automatically go down. That's the safe place. That's where they like. And yes, they are worms, but you don't want to stress out your worms. Otherwise, they can just die out of stress. So this is really important. First thing you want to figure out in your worm setup is where you're going to work, and the light. You need a light to force them down. See? Like, look how quickly they went down. Isn't that amazing? There is no worms to be seen here. There's a couple little stragglers over here. They're working their way, and I'll just give them a hand. But how fast they went down. So this is really good to get set up. It doesn't really matter what kind of lights. I just have grow lights because I'm a gardener, and this is where I do my starting of plants. Get a bright light. That's the key. A bright light above where you're working. So my royals, remember, first thing you need to do when you are setting up your worms, get a light. Because these red wiggies, they need to know which way is up and which way is down into the dirt. I'll see you, my royals, on the next video.